Hello students, welcome to my channel. Now to solve this question, we will now write a raised to power 6 as a raised to power 3 all raised to power 2 minus we have a raised to power 3 then is equals to 2. Why we did this is because we know for sure that in indices if I have x raised to power n raised to power m, then this can be written as x raised to power n times m, and this goes clockwise, so we can actually use what we want, and we've done that. Okay, now please don't forget what is on red ink, which says we have to find the real values of a, right? So the next thing to do is to say let x be equals to a cube, to reduce the ambiguity of the question. Okay, now this will now be x squared minus x is equals to 2. Rearranging it, I have x squared minus x minus 2 is equals to 0. So this is a quadratic equation problem, so we solve it quadratically. We pick this term, we multiply by this term, and what we are going to have is minus 2x squared. So we find factors of minus 2x squared that when we sum gives us minus x, and the factors are minus 2x and x, that is positive x. So we replace it as in x squared, we have minus 2x plus x instead of minus x that we have there. Then minus 2 is equals to 0. So the way to do it is to group. You pick this 2, and if you factorize it, you're going to have x into x minus 2, cover the bracket, plus we pick the next 2. Now there's nothing common, so we pick the universal factor, which is 1. So let me put it this way. Here's going to be x minus 2. Everything is equals to 0. See, as far as these and these are the same, then we've done the right thing. Then we factorize further, bringing it out, x minus 2. What we are going to have here is x plus 1 is equals to 0. Now, in this case, x minus 2 is equals to 0 implies that x is equals to 2. And x plus 1 is equals to 0 implies that x is equals to minus 1. But remember, we introduce x. We're not looking for x, we introduce x, okay? But recall that we said x is equals to a cube. So what we are going to do now is when x is equals to 2, what I'm going to have is a cube will be equals to 2. Now, the wisest thing to do here, or the only thing to do here to get the real values of a, is to cube both sides. All right, that is, in other way, just raise to the power of 1 over 3. That is the inverse of the power, which is 3, raised to the power 1 over 3. So you can see this takes this out, so that we're going to have a is equals to 2 raised to the power 1 over 3, which is cube root of 2. This is a real value, so we have a real value of a. Now, secondly, we will move forward to when x is equals to minus 1. The same thing, it means that a cube is equals to minus 1. What do we do with this? Do you know that minus 1 all raised to power 3 is the same thing as saying minus 1 times minus 1 times minus 1. Minus 1 times minus 1 is 1 times minus 1. So it goes back to minus 1. With this knowledge, we will now come down to this and say a raised to power 3 is still the same thing as minus 1 raised to power 3. Then we'll make this conclusion. As far as the right hand side is equal to the left hand side, and the power here is 3 while the power here is 3, then it therefore means that the bases must be the same. Hence, we can now conclude that our a is equals to minus 1. That is all. Now listen, there are other values of a, but we are talking about the real values of a. All right, so at the end, or in conclusion, a is cube root of 2 and a is equals to minus 1. These are the only two real values of a in this equation. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.